The first Descendant just got some brand new developer updates. We also got to talk about some hidden items and some free rewards there. We have some community feedback on a few features, as well as some things that could change with the game, and also some further additional things to go over. What's up, world? This is Utopia back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things the first Descendant. Okay, so let's just jump into the updates with the server situation yesterday, what we got with that. Of course, we did get that compensation for yesterday from all that server maintenance and it being down for around 14 to 15 hours, I believe. Again, we had the same message here about the server maintenance being completed, as well as how to claim this. Again, this will be in your mailbox, and it is to all of those who log in till July 8th at 1:59 a.m., and that is CST. I had a comment in my last video who thought it expired, the last one on July 7th, but that actually isn't true. That one expires on July 14th. Just like this one will expire on July 15th at 1:59 a.m. CST. However, what they mean here by the July 8th mark is that all Descendants who log in until July 8th. So even if you're brand new to the game, or if you just logged in for your first time, you will receive the compensation in your mailbox if you do log in. And so they'll actually give you until July 8th. The other one was July 7th, so they're within a day of each other, so you still have 3 to 4 days to get both compensations just by logging in one single time. And again, both of those expire in one day within each other. Again, that's a week after those periods, so July 14th and July 15th here with this compensation. It is the same rundown here. You're going to get a 3-day duration boost of 30% gold and Kuiper shard, as well as Descendant XP gain and a weapon mastery XP gain as well. Now again, to note, if you didn't listen to my last video or watch my last video, those boost items will be active immediately upon claiming them from the mailbox. So as soon as you take them out of the mailbox, they're going to start their timers. So you cannot save these. You do have to take those out, so make sure you do take them out before July 14th and the 15th. And when you do take them out, they will start instantly. So just know that that's what's going to happen there overall. I would recommend using those sooner than later if you can. Again, pushing the high levels as well as getting to max level cap, which is 40, and the Kuiper shard as well as gold boosting there. That's going to help you out a ton early game, and it's better to do it sooner than later, at least in that front. And that's just going to push you further. Again, when you do get further later game in the earlier days, it is always beneficial in MMOs, so I do highly suggest using them sooner than later. Unless you honestly plan to get another Descendant there and switch that out, I would use them. Next up, we do have to jump into the hidden rewards. So there's actually a hidden menu within the first Descendant. This isn't labeled at all. It's very kind of secretive. Not sure why it's like this. But if you actually go to the Battle Pass screen, there is an additional hidden menu. So in the bottom right here, there is a little tab that you can click on. Upon clicking on that little menu there, it will take you to an additional screen. This will bring up an extra tab with a ton of free rewards. In fact, there are 2 full pages of these free rewards. There are several skins on here, as well as a helmet skin. There's several weapon skins. There's a ton of cool things within this, even a spawn effect on here. There's a lot of stuff here being given away for free. It is a little bit later into the Battle Pass. You will have to get the Battle Pass level 50, and for the second page, you will have to get to level 96. It is quite steep, as I'm not very high in the Battle Pass. I think maybe level 10 or 11, if that. So this does take quite a while. I do wish they gave us some compensation, at least pertaining to that. Maybe a push with the preseason Battle Pass, or even an XP gain with that there. As this Battle Pass does seem really long to level up. I've seen a lot of comments on that. Hopefully there's something like that in the future or later down the road. But in order to unlock these rewards, you will need to hit that level, which again is 50 and 96. And you will have to use the Battle Pass stars in order to unlock those. So you might want to save those up right now if you have been using them. It seems like it's kind of like Fortnite, where you do have to spend the stars, or at least these look like merit tokens, to actually unlock items. So make sure you are saving those here. Again, a ton of cool skins here. There's a Lapix skin, even an Ajax one, as well as a Viessa. So all the starting characters do get an additional skin here, and those you can actually color. Which brings me on to my next point here. We've had a lot of contention with this issue. So currently on the Reddit, there's a post here that's kind of been blowing up, where they mention here that in the compensation bundle, where they give us the new compensation stuff, at least in the first one, there was an item that you have to pay to even use. So you actually cannot change the color of base weapons or Descendants unless you have a skin. So the default stuff you cannot change unless you actually have a skin that was purchased from the shop, or again, at least now that there's a secret menu with the Battle Pass, you could use those now theoretically, although that's so far into the Battle Pass that it might not be worth mentioning there. It does seem a bit odd that they're giving compensation for an item that more than likely you will have to pay to use. Again, there's been a lot of feedback on the color system. It used to be RNG, so at least they changed from that. We do also have a post here that goes over the armor dyes and their inconsistencies. So there's an example here where somebody changed the color of their skin on Ajax, and it looks like they're a bit odd in some areas of the world, or at least with lighting, and then they showcase it differently. And then comparative to the menus look a lot different than it does in game. And this also looks like it's on PC, as you see the keyboard and keybinds that he has here. So assuming he has his graphics turned up, it seems like there's still some lighting issues with that. Again, almost like a bait and switch there, so I do hope they fix that, or at least adjust the skin colors, or at least the coloring in the menus so that it looks more like the world. And again, coloring your armor is only able to be used one time. So if you do have a paint, you can only use it one time. It is consumable. So once you do end up buying that, you actually do consume it, and so you can't use it on anything else. So you will have to repurchase it or even buy more. Again, that system is a little bit rough there. Hopefully there's enough feedback and pushback on that they do end up changing that. There was a lot recently, again, with the RNG system and the RNG paints. They completely got rid of that system, so hopefully there is some more pushback here and they do get rid of this one, as it just feels a little bit anti-consumer and it's not really beneficial for the player base. Moving on though, we finally have some people getting to hard mode. They found out something very rough with hard mode at the moment. It doesn't currently have a matchmaking, which is a bit odd to me. Definitely a bit rough there. There's no LFG system. There's no matchmaking. It's just you queue up either solo or find a team and then queue that up. It does seem a bit weird to not have some sort of LFG system or some built-in LFG system. Although, as someone pointed out here, that Lost Ark also didn't have matchmaking for raids. I guess they are considering the hard mode content technically raids, although I wouldn't really consider it that, especially since it's just one boss as of right now. Although I will say, if you are struggling on a boss currently, if you're having a hard time with regular normal matchmaking, seems like a lot of them right now are DPS checks. I've actually noticed that playing solo, it goes a lot easier, especially if you know what you're doing. So if you are struggling on a boss and you do feel like you're putting in a lot of effort, I would try solo on some of these Void Intercept battles. As I was trying Destroyer the other day and Bride and had some issues getting my group going. Eventually I soloed both and it was fairly easy. Bride only took me one time and Devour only took me a couple times. And now after downing Devour, I'm actually able to do it fairly easy. In fact, that was how I farmed the Volby code in my last video that I covered on how to unlock her for free. Again, hopefully they do add a matchmaking system. It's really questionable why there isn't any. I guess it's been like this since beta. I didn't really notice it. Again, I think back then they didn't have a hard mode. If they did, it was only the one battle, which I think was for the beta reward, so I didn't really notice that. Again, I can't remember exactly, as it's been so long. It happened in 2023 or at least last year. We also have another funny post here about the title next on screen that needs a nerf. It's definitely way too loud. I have mine turned down in the mixer. Although every single game that I've ever owned has always had a loud launch screen. Even Elden Ring for me launches really loud, so I think this just happens with every game, kind of applying the sound settings after it's launched. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be able to fix that one, but it is quite funny how loud that logo is. Overall though, that's what I covered for today's video. If you like, subscribe. Until the next one. Deuces.